Alrighty, hey everybody, we're Nothing Sacred.
I'm Stu on guitar.
Karl on bass.
Stark on vocals.
And I'm Sham, and just wait for it, give me a sec. And go.
And I'm George on the other guitar.
Yeah, that's right. George can't be with us tonight because he's currently in prison.
Yeah.
But he's on
Only got
video.
5 minutes, so hurry up.
Push through it.
Okay, well, we'll get started then, George, to help you out before the cards come. The first question is about where do we get our ideas from? How do we be creative? Stu, you wanted to have a crack at that?
Yeah, just being creative. It's just such a great feeling to sort of start something just with a simple riff and then build on it and turn it into something huge. And it's just that creative feeling that just keeps going with every song.
Plus for us at the moment, because of COVID sort of really shut things down, like writing has just become a big thing for us at the moment, which is awesome.
Yeah, we've had like you said, Sham, after the COVID restrictions ease, we've had the chance to jam more and get together, and it's been great to bounce ideas off each other and get back into that, just sort of playing and throwing things around and trying things out and see how they work. And you know, the EP's the end result of that at the moment, which I guess
And
takes.
the good thing with technology is that I can jam from prison.
Yep.
It doesn't jam mean a different thing in prison though?
Where's your soap, George? Where's your soap? Where you hiding it?
Don't drop the soap, whatever you do.
Alright.
Yeah. So apart from George, the rest of us have been having a really good time.
Send him money.
Yeah, or a cake. Yeah. So
With a file in it.
there's a question about where did our band name come from, which we get a lot of the time. Sham, you want to have a crack?
No, you can have it.
Okay. It's not like it's a name with really super deep meaning. We used to have a couple of other names in the early days. They were terrible. We were Heresy at one stage, which everybody called Hearsay. No one could pronounce the name, so we had to dump it.
Then Vengeance.
And then we were Vengeance for about 10 minutes, I think. We've been Nothing Sacred for nearly 40 years now, so we're kind of used to it. It works for us, but there's no particularly deep meaning to it.
And that was at the top of the shit list of band names.
Yeah.
That's right. It was the best of a band.
Really well thought out,
We went with
everybody.
it. So yeah, from the talking about the past, we get up to what we're doing now, which is the EP. That'll be out probably by the time you see this video. It should be available to buy. It's coming out Feb 3. So yeah, I mean, we've been really happy to get this done. It's been a chance to record again. There's a question about the lyrics. I mean, Sham, you wrote a lot of the lyrics on the new tracks.
So the lyrics, the EP sort of pretty much revolved around the Ukrainian war. Oh, someone's sending me a message. Don't know about that. Yep. All right, so the EP was revolved around the Ukrainian war. That had sort of started by this time when we started writing it. It was just because we've always written songs about war, like not on a positive note. Like Stark's probably a good one to talk about this one.
A lot of Nothing Sacred lyrics have always been about
Hang on, before you do start, hang on, just hang on. What? Give me just a couple more minutes, alright? Jeez. Sorry about that.
Sorry,
People want to use this room, so hurry up.
they don't want to use you, do they?
No.
Anyway, as I was saying,
Continue on.
thanks George. When we play gigs, we're just going to have an iPad on a mic stand playing guitar. So. Sacred's always written a lot of songs about war, but it's never been about the glorification of it. It's been more an examination of the human side and the effects it has, not just on the people involved, but the collateral damage that's part of all wars and the damage that it does to so many innocent people on both sides.
Nicely put, Starkers. Nicely put.
Yeah, and that flows into the next question, of course, which is about the artwork for the EP, which again reflects the same direction, I think.
Yeah, the artwork was about the Ukrainian war. Like there's a drone in there, which is the song Drone, and Leviathan is sort of revolves around Russia. So that's sort of pretty much it. It wasn't thought about too hard, like it was just put together.
Not too much thought goes into anything here, really.
There was a plan at one stage. The EP might have been called New World Order. We ended up going with Leviathan, but yeah, again, it just reflected the whole thing. The whole vibe was trying just to catch what's happening in the world at the moment, in some kind of sense, anyway. Speaking of which, happening in the world, what are we all listening to at the moment, Stu?
Well, I'm listening to a great album by the band Animal Drive. It's called Bite, fantastic album, and also it's called Dirty Shirley with George Lynch on guitar and Dino Jalusic vocals. It's kick-ass. That's getting played a lot around my place.
Okay.
For me, a band I got into a couple of months ago from Gothenburg, Halo Effect. I just love them. Not typical Gothenburg band, but yeah, what they do so well. So I really enjoy that. That's great.
I've been listening to Tool's latest album a fair bit, and also a local Melbourne band called Riding Northbound, who are a kind of Bad Company style blues rock band with a fellow named John McNamara on vocals. He's fantastic, really good band. You should check him out.
All right, and I've been listening to Car Bomb a fair bit, Meta, and I've been listening to Fallujah, so I'm sure everyone can tell our musical tastes are very different. And Georgie Podgy, go.
Well, my resources here in prison are pretty limited, so I don't have access to anything new. So I'm just listening to the classics, the Old Testament and
Hide the soap
Exodus and stuff like that.
Jailbreak.
I did manage to hear a little bit of the new Slipknot, a little bit of the new Machine Head.
Nicely put. Alrighty, and now.
And follows on to another question, especially like you were saying before, George, about local bands. I mean, what's the local scene like here in Melbourne?
What's it like in prison, George?
Yeah, we've got a couple of killer bands here in prison. They get to play at lunchtime for about half an hour.
Yeah, the problem is they're all killers.
That's, all killers and no fillers.
So to me, the local scene, since COVID, it's really sort of like knocked it on the head. It's made things a little bit harder here for bands. A lot of good venues closed. There's still some small metal venues around that are still playing, like the Bendigo, the Tote. We still have amazing bands here in Australia. There's no doubt about that. But as for local gigs, they're pretty small at the moment, unfortunately.
They need a push.
Yeah, it's definitely a struggle at the moment, and that I think feeds into the last question we got here is about what are our future plans. I mean, definitely in the short term with the EP coming out, we're actually already started writing and recording for another future release because we'd rather focus on that at the moment rather than put too much emphasis on gigging. So our short-term focus is more on the writing side again, but looking down the road, we'd love to be able to get back live again because live is always what we used to do really well. So hopefully we can do it again.
And I want to go to Europe.
You want to go to Europe? Yeah. You want to go to
Japan? Definitely want to go back to Japan. That's still on the table as far as I understand.
I think George just wants to go anywhere except where he is right now.
Yeah, Cell Block C.
Yeah, I just want to get out.
So we'll have you out soon, dude. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. So that only leaves one last question that Metal Rules wanted us to deal with. By the way, thank you, Metal Rules, for the opportunity. We really appreciate you giving us the time. But the question is, do we believe that metal rules? And I think Chris can answer that.
Because metal rules!
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, heaps.
Yeah.
See ya.
Take care.